And welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about Suparee Light Forward. We have a Suparee 7-inch, 16,000 lumen, 2-piece LED lights here. Look at those. That's what they will look like. And the cool part about those, they actually come in a 3-wire configuration, which means we can connect them differently, and we have the middle illuminate differently from the outside. Let's get started with this video. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching again. This video is about those Suparee 7-inch, they call it work light with 90-watt yellow LED. They specifically, so Suparee is known for off-road stuff, and those are nothing different. Here's a picture how it could look like if you want to add it to your Jeep, in case you want to do that. And we do have this 3-wire configuration, so I hope you can see that. I hope you can see that here. We have black for negative, red and yellow for positive. And in this configuration here, you can see we'll be testing this as well. You can see what light configuration is possible actually with those. Pretty cool to see. And they do come with brackets, so you will be able to adjust it. It's brushed aluminum, it looks like. This bracket at least. Comes with the mounting hardware. But those ones are yellow, and I hope you can see that. It's funny. Of course, the camera is changing and adjusting accordingly. We do have, that's the front, we do have the back, which is aluminum housing, which looks like this. Cooling fans everywhere. It has a breather hole down here as well to avoid any condensation inside. So they say it's cast aluminum, by the way. They're pretty lightweight, which is nice. And that's how you could install them, for example. Nothing crazy, but pretty easy. What I like to do is usually using those wires, which are waterproof, watertight connectors, which are plug and play, and you can just connect them to each other like so. And in case you want to take it apart, you can easily take it apart. Those are 2-way wires with one positive, one negative. One side should be the side which is in your car, and then the other side is you can adjust to the lights. You only need that if you don't want to hardwire it, and you might change the location or stuff like that, or replace them or extend them, whatever. You know, those are two-way connectors, as mentioned. They also exist in 3-way. Link in the description below for those. And it depends on your configuration. So since we have 3-way here, we can obviously work with different illumination settings and configurations of those lights. I will show them you in a bit. I prepared my garage for it so we can actually look and feel what it is, what it looks like. And for that we'll also connect the 12 volt, but I wanted to highlight that the 3-way connector in case you have a different pod configuration, so you can adjust on connecting them. Let's connect them to a 12 volt source. That's very important. So your car battery 12 volt will work. Maybe you have an additional pod configuration or whatever. Here's a link of the one I'm using in my car. And I'll just connect my power source to it. Okay, let's get started with this one. So I do have a 12 volt power supply here, which actually is this one. So I adjust it a little bit higher, 12, 14, that's fine. Here you can see it, and I'm using the negative, which I will connect to the negative side here. I will fold it down so negative and positive are not touching. And then I will connect just to the red one, really quick, to give you an idea what red looks like. And when we have red illuminated, let me see, you can see the sides and the middle are illuminated. Now you can see that's how it's illuminated. Let me illuminate the other light. So it's adjusting, by the way, the camera is adjusting every single time. I hope that's okay. And I'll wait a second or so. So here we have the middle, and that's just for the middle illuminating. So when I do both yellow and red together, let me show you what that looks like. There we go. We've illuminated the entire lights. So the side, those little bubbles, the 6 here, and also the middle. Let's see how that looks like at the garage when I pointed at it. I know it's hard to see in the camera, but that's what it would look like with both illuminated. Let's just do the red one first. The red one is everything outside, so you can see a good blob outside. Is kind of this little dot in the middle, kind of a pointer, and again both together. There we go. gives you a yellow bright light. It's white background. So for the installation itself, I want to make it easy. I'm putting those on the board first before I install them on the car. When you look at it, ideally, whatever connection you want to do the connection first. As mentioned, I like to go to the car and put in my connector, soldering most likely, and this one is or crimp, whatever you would use. I would crimp, and it should be a watertight connection. So that's what I would recommend. It works pretty well. One of those heat shrink wire connectors, depending on the size, what you're using. Use your heat gun and connect them, and you might be able to, I don't know, really depending on what you want to use. Or use just some heat shrink at the end when you connect those to your appropriate connectors, whatever you want to use. But having those brackets, I'm just using a wooden screw here, but they do come with this nice and thick, I guess it's a 10mm hex bolt. It also comes with a washer, with a split washer, and also with the appropriate size of, here we go, the appropriate size of nut. And that's what you can use to wherever you want to mount it. For example, when you want to mount it on the bull bar of your Jeep, like I have here, then you will need an additional mount like one of those, just to make it tight and not moving around. Or you have maybe already some kind of pre-existing mount which you can use and utilize. It highly depends on your car. It's not just made for Jeep, it's made for off-road vehicles. It needs to be sturdy. So what I would do, spray paint those black because the housing is amazingly black and I like that. But what we need next is one of those. And we will be using same configuration, washer, split washer, and also a nut at the end. So what's happening now, you have to put this in like so, adjust it, and then wow. So and ideally it should fit, but it doesn't. Wow, that is a tight fit, and that might not work. Wow, that is pretty tight. Okay, those 10mm bolts should fit in here. You might have to hammer it in. I don't think that's good, but it should be a tight fit. So let's use a rubber mallet and slowly get it in. There we are. And on the other side, so that was unexpected. And on the other side, washer, lock washer. Then we'll install this one. Now we will most likely need a, what is it, 17mm or 15mm? It looks like a 17, so therefore we'll use a ratchet. One side, on the other side, 17mm. Now I've installed one. Up here, see it, it's easier. So that one was way harder to get in. Looks like the hole was not as precise as this one. Keep that in mind. Hopefully that's not the case for you. There we go. That's pretty much it. That's what it looks like when you have both wires, yellow and red, connected. That's what it looks like when you only have the red wire connected. And that's what it looks like when you only have the middle connected. I think that's pretty cool. The lights have a nice touch and feel, besides that the bolt goes in pretty difficult on one of them. They seem to be pretty good quality. We'll see how they will withstand, especially outside, and also how hot they get. That will be kind of an interesting test. So this is obviously the full blast, what I can do with those lights. 90 watts. And when it comes to temperature, you can feel up here there is heat. When you touch the fans, they start to get warm. We talk about like 102 Fahrenheit at the moment and increasing. I'm letting them run for a little bit to test them out. So these are waterproof, IP67 rated, 100% sealed. Should keep water, snow, everything outside. There's the price just to get an understanding how much they do cost. They have a nice style. You might remember the Baja style lights. I think they have a nice yellow. They're a little bit brighter maybe, I feel like. When it comes to the light, they say the color temperature is 3000 K and has 7800 lumen. And they can be used in voltages between 9 and 32 volts, by the way, which is cool. All right, let's check the temperature. So we are at 114, 115-ish, depending where you touch. And when you drive, it will have some airflow to them. When you look at front, the housing is 95. It's the back which heats up. That's good. I hope that helps you. The installation on the car, that's a separate video, but for this video, that's all I wanted to show you. It's a nice size. Let me know in the comment section below if you need to see anything else besides that. And thanks for watching.